Hello and welcome back. Sean here, Mountains Garage. On a slightly overcast morning, August 2026. It seems really quiet this morning. I'm in Studio B. B is for box, as in storage container. And I didn't run the extension cord for the lights because I'm not going to be in here that long. First video in my new to me barber chair. It's, if you follow or are into barber chairs, it's a Modecraft out of New York, it says. The upholstery is in good shape. It's pretty comfortable. Again, first time sitting in it. I did come in and there was a puddle of oil or something under it, so I assume these handles make it go up and down, probably. Yep, I'm moving. Usually the barber does that for you. One who spins these, oh my God. Okay, I was sitting on the ground before, this must make me go down. Whoa. Okay, well, lots of discovery to happen. Anyway, I haven't had a chance to finish moving into the boxes. I haven't had a chance to do anything in the last 2 months because I've been doing everything else off property. So I did knock out a few things. That's what we're going to go over in this video. But one particular day, I was modifying a refrigerator so we could mount it outside of our camper, external fridge, extra capacity. And there was an opening in the back where the electric motor was, and it was wide open, and the thing's gonna be out in the rain. The rest of it's kind of like a soda machine. It's not gonna hurt it any. And so I had to bend a piece of metal to deflect the water and screw it on the back of the fridge. And it was about 94 or 5 degrees that day, about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, when I came out here to use the metal brake. That metal brake is new to me. I've never used it. I bought this one, sold my old one a while back, and I came in here and bent the piece of metal. Only took me a minute or two. It worked flawless. But when I went back outside in the 94 plus degree sunshine, it felt cooler. So this setup is not ideal for metalworking. If you live in the desert, you're gonna want some insulation and some air conditioning. But most days, like today, you could work in here all day, especially if you set up a fan. It's beautiful out. It's about 72 or 3 degrees, and the sun is not an object right now. So let's just walk around and see what I've been up to this week. I get it now. This, the barber can move you back and forth, and the handle, well, at least when I was sitting in it, pump me up. I haven't figured out down yet. Anyway, back to what we're doing. Acoustics in the big shop are always going to be superior. There's enough material in here to do whatever it is with the sound waves that needs to happen. When I first insulated and was finishing the walls, it took me most of a winter, doing it mostly by myself. There was times and it was really echoey in here, but nowadays sounds pretty normal. So one thing I managed to get this far on is my 60-inch Landy equipment finish mower. I believe I have it fixed, and now it's going to go together. I'm going to install the spindles and blades, etc. on the mower as soon as I'm done shooting the video, and it should be good. So the shims I got from Tractor Supply right here worked out perfect. They were like $3 for a bag of 2 or 3. I needed 3 bags full to not only put a shim on the bottom to allow it to spin when you tighten the nut, something the factory didn't accomplish if you watch the other video, and 2, to shim all my pulleys up, so we're good. And with the use of the shims, I didn't have to buy another pulley. I was able to turn it over and then shim it up to the right height to run it upside down on the opposite side. Probably what should have happened originally, but it was so far off. But now these nuts are tight. It actually spins, and I was gonna leave it at that, but a really helpful viewer suggested, and I followed up by looking at the difference between cheap mowers and high-end mowers is they take a piece of tubing between the bearings. So I popped one bearing out of each end, measured the distance. It had to be about, I think, 2-inch, 850 thousandths, somewhere around there. That allowed me to put the tubing in the middle. This is race car tubing, 1.25 inch chrome moly by whatever, 083 probably. And the ID was perfect to sit between the bearings. And you know, it's just there in between, but if there's any side loading on the bearings, the tubing is supposed to help with that. So when you actually tighten it, it's all tight, and these are tight right now, like I say, and they're money. So that is ready to install, and installing is kind of the easy part. The giant gearbox is kind of heavy, and I have to make sure that lines up with this. So, but I've had all these together, lining them up on the bench so they're all the same height in the perspective path, and it should be way closer than it was from the factory, with the hope the belt stays on. Speaking of attachments and finish mowers, that's one crazy chicken, if you can hear it. This is the finish mower that saved me when my brand new one fell apart. I paid $200 for it a few days before, or one night before I bought the other one. And I've been complaining that when you lower it, it only has wheels on the back, and I should put wheels on the front, which is still a good idea. However, another helpful listener said, hey, those chains right there are made to hook to the tractor at a fixed length. So when you drop it and you set the length, the height of the front with the chain, when you set it down, the chain stops it. The answer was right there the whole time. Again, thank you to whoever that was. I should go back and look to give him a personal shout out, but hey, that's what I love about this stuff. Helpful people go ahead and, help you. Speaking of attachments, on one of the hottest days this summer, I went and bought a snowblower for the new small tractor, the TYM. It is a MK Martin Meteor. It's an SB54, so it's snowblower, 54-inch, manual chute. I just wanted something to put on the small tractor. It's just going to sit here all. I bought it to be a lawnmower, but in the wintertime, now I'm going to leave a bucket on the front. I don't think I want a snowblower. I think that I'll leave the bucket on. And with this on the back, I do a lot of hand shoveling, and I think this will take over nicely. So the time to buy a piece of equipment like this is in July, because in a few weeks we get beyond Labor Day, weather starts to change, price goes up. So once again, being thrifty and lucky. Actually, a friend of mine, Charlie, sent me the link. I was there the next morning buying it. Here in the boat shed where I park the new TYM tractor, this is a finished product of the counterweight that I built, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks ago now. Then I went out back and I picked up a whole set of weights on the side of the road a long time ago. I have a nice set in the house for working out, but these are handy for this or mocking up like a driver weight in a race car if you're setting it up or whatever. So I put on 4 44-pound weights and 2 33 pounds, so that's, add that up, plus the weight of the rig. It's perfect. No longer feels tippy when I'm mowing down on an angle. Simple to take off and on, and it solved the problem. Again, this is where the snowblower is going to live in the wintertime. But yeah, simple, inexpensive, reusing old junk. That'll be the end of the theme of the video by the time we're done. And finally, it took me 3 days to drag this thing home. It belonged to a friend of mine who was using it 3 or so years ago when the lift and tilt function stopped working. And it's been sitting there basically for 3 years. The tires had gone flat. It has the traditional bucket like you'd see on the front. It has a bigger snow bucket, if you will. Has a Fisher plow setup and a nice set of forks. I was wanting another set of forks because sometimes I like using the little tractor as long as whatever I'm lifting isn't too heavy, because you're looking right at the forks. And I'm still looking over the hood of the tractor now. My view of what I'm doing with forks is going to be even easier after I fix it. So Bobcat has an interlock system, so you can't accidentally crush yourself climbing in and out. It keeps the controls and the ability for it to drive forward and backwards inactive. So using the, well, once we got it running, now I got a lot of experience with 12-volt batteries. If it's been dead for 3 years, it's probably not going to come back alive. But if you were going to try, you'd put it on a low charge for a long time, or start on a high charge and taper it off. Either way, my buddy put his 40 amp charger on it for a day and the battery's still going. We had to start it multiple times because with the interlock system, it shuts the engine off every 10 to 30 seconds. So I used my dump trailer to haul it, my big trailer that I so proudly built 20 years ago. It needs deck boards and tires. Another unfinished project. Now, I finished it 20 years ago and I've been using it for 20 years, and now it needs work and it's on the list. However, so the dump trailer works fine. That's 14,000 GVW. This thing's about 6,600-ish, but it wouldn't load with flat tires, so had to go get air in the tires, if you will. That's a whole nother story. Some shops are more helpful than others, but anyway, got tires on it, got it up in the trailer, but I had to continually have the engine quit and shut the override off. And then I got home, and I've never loved skid steers, not gonna lie, mostly because they're expensive and very compact. However, I gotta say, just messing around with this one for a few minutes, I mean, the cab lifts up, the back door swings open, you're looking right at the engine. It's not so bad. And now I will figure out what's wrong with it. I've ordered the maintenance manual and the parts manual because that's where I like to start. My entire career, especially the last 28, where I was mechanic for a large municipality, it was expected, well, I should back up to the dealership too, that you diagnose it and your diagnosis is correct. And that's spending other people's money. Now I'm spending my own money. I could guess it might be a sensor and everything. Each sensor is over $100. So the parts manual and the maintenance manual combined are only 60 bucks, and I'll have those forever. So they'll be here in a few days. I'm doing some online university as well on the old Bobcat because they were not on the horizon to own. I've always been jealous of them, but the difference between this and a tractor is the hydraulic power. A farm tractor, subcompact or compact tractor, they give you just enough hydraulics to move the bucket. And that's it. These, and this is a high flow machine too, it's an option. You can have standard flow and high flow. These will run hydraulic equipment like hydraulic snow blowers, etc. Jackhammers, you name it. This thing is made for construction. This is not a homeowner unit. This is made for people that earn a living with it. So now I'm falling in love with it. It's relatively low. 2,600 hours is considered low hours for a
2001 or 2. And again, it was my buddy I got it from who was done with it. He's curious what I find out what was wrong with it, but he wanted no part of it. And it was pretty much scrap price. Actually, if I scrapped it, I'd probably make money. So there's always that. So the buckets have holes in them, rust. The snow plow needs work. The forks are A1. Just the attachments alone, it was well worth it. So that's it today. It's, again, a pleasant day. End of the week. I'm hoping to get back in the shop. Maybe next week. And maybe do some automotive related stuff. It's been an interesting summer. It's been a busy summer. Hard summer for videos. YouTube has been disappointed in me for 3 months now. I used to be always up arrows. My modest growth was always up. And this summer, not so much, but that's what happens in the world of algorithms. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Wait, there's more. Bonus story time. 2 things. 1, it's the second day of school this year for my son. Labor Day is not this weekend, next weekend. Quick math. And I know this falls on people that watch my channel probably understand, but taxes fund the schools, business funds taxes. Why send the kids back to school before Labor Day, thus killing Labor Day weekend for all the businesses that need it? This is Maine. We have a summer season, and then most of the restaurants and stuff in the resort towns close up for the winter because there's no business. Biggest weekends, Memorial Day and Labor Day. The schools have killed Labor Day. Their source of funding. They killed it. But anyway, so because school was starting this week, my son and I had some projects that have not got done all summer, and he was going to help me. And that all went awry Monday because my 40 or 50-year-old, 30, 40-year-old dryer, I don't know how old it is. I've been with my wife 20 years, and she came with the washer dryer that we have in our basement. I've fixed the heat side of it multiple times. I stock every part for it. They're all cheap. But this time, simple enough, it broke the belt and the idler fell down into the bottom of the abyss of lint, loose change, and buttons. But one of his first experience at fixing things. We sourced the belt locally at the home improvement store. After we did a little investigation of the original part number and changing it over, etc., he got to do all that, which he kind of liked. And with a couple hours work, not including lunch and getting the belt, we fixed it. And it was nice to explain to him, the youth of America, you could have gone out and bought brand new stuff that is full of electronics, probably made in China or another foreign country, and it's not going to last as long as this one. This one, I've yet to put $100 in fixing it, and its future is indefinite as long as I can get parts for it. It has no extra features. It just works. And the difference between spending all your money on new stuff all the time and fixing what you got is money in the bank. The delta between them is your money, real money you get to keep. And that really hit home with him, which was awesome, because I wish he spent more time out here in the shop with me, but I can only expose him to it. He has to want to do it. Forcing him to do it would not be a good thing. So he's an individual, and someday if he comes around, wants to do stuff out here, great. So catch you later. Take her easy.